What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Armbar Nerds. My name is Sid.
I'm Tim.
I'm John. What's up, folks?
All right, so this is cool. Hope you two are doing well. This is actually our first ever social distancing episode because Tim is at his place of residence, as is John, as am I. I'm always at my home, right? Because I don't live in Pittsburgh. But what y'all up to today, man? How you guys feeling?
My day started with a lovely round of Mario Kart online.
Oh.
It concluded just a little bit ago with some What We Do in the Shadows viewing. And I had dinner today at a place I've never gone before. It's a place in Settlers Ridge called Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza. It was quite delicious.
Good. That sounds so good.
And yeah, I got to see my cousin and her kid for the first time in a while today, so that was nice.
Awesome. So wait, that pizza place, pizza place, is that at like what capacity are they opened at?
They're at 50. They're allowing 50% capacity right now.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Tim? What you been up to? Besides, I know you just got off work, but what else have you been doing?
I've been dealing with this. Apparently, T-Mobile and other service providers all across the country are having issues with messaging, data use, and calls, and I've been having that as a problem. But luckily, I got off work and I have 2 days off. I plan on watching New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, that's something we're doing. We're actually excited about that, all three of us. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh my God, it's back,
It really is.
I know. Anyway, we could gush about wrestling all day, but we got something else from Japan that we're going to talk about. Segue. Anyway, that was ridiculous. That was so bad, my God. Oh yeah, but I got to tell you guys about my day. My day, I kind of just worked. I worked out in the morning for the first time in a long time. And the muscle group of choice I picked was legs. So I gotta tell you, I got a better leg workout at home than I ever have in the gym. Honest to God, I just did. But yeah, but gyms I think are still closed over here. But I know restaurants are. I mean, in Texas over here, they're just like, just do whatever the hell you want if you don't care anymore. It's just like, don't give a shit, whatever. If he dies, he dies. Anyway. So today, we actually have something a little bit more streamlined than we usually do. So the three of us have actually been watching an anime. John's first anime, actually. We popped his anime cherry, as I think you mentioned a while back. Yeah. But we were watching My Hero Academia. So Tim is actually the guy who kind of got us into it. So, Tim, you wanted to say something after I told you about that. After I mentioned that. Hey, behind the scenes, man. Well,
see, I heard about My Hero Academia, and it took me – I had to watch the first couple episodes 4 times to actually give it a chance because I don't like copycat anime. I watched Yu Yu Hakusho, and Bleach seemed like a copycat of Yu Yu Hakusho with the ghost, the spirit realm, and he dies in the first episode. It's the same shit. So whenever I first saw the first couple episodes of My Hero Academia, I immediately thought of One Punch Man and Tiger and Bunny. And as I progressed into the first season, I realized it was a little bit different than both of them, and just enough different to keep my interest. I'm all caught up with the anime, and I love it, but today we're just going to be talking about season 1.
Yeah. So I know with John, how far are you? You're fully caught up too, aren't you?
Yeah, I am fully caught up.
Yeah, I'm the only one. I actually took a while to get to it. I guess because I was so busy watching something like the retro anime, which I still want to watch. By the way, So I'm thinking, so I guess we're probably going to do like the newer anime on Armbar Nerds, and I'll probably review some older shit on my channel. But yeah, but I think this is the first new anime that really captivated my interest. One Punch Man was cool, but it just felt like a parody of other anime. Like it literally felt like a parody of like over OP characters like Goku and shit like that, and so many other characters. But One Punch Man, was pretty cool. Oh yeah, John, you want to say something?
I think it is possible that my enjoyment was enhanced by not being exposed to other animes until this.
Mm-hmm.
But I have enjoyed every single episode of this series, and I think and I am rewatching the series right now because I'm introducing it to some new people. Nice. So even on my second watch through, I'm still enjoying it just as much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on season 2 now, and I think I'm almost done. I have an account on Verve. They're not sponsoring this episode or anything, but I have an account there, and it kind of basically, they have like libraries from different areas like Funimation, and they have like their own homegrown stuff, among other things. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm watching it on there. It's a free account, but anyway, like I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the history. Like it was created by Kohei Hiro. I'm just reading it. Horikoshi, and it came in 2014. The manga did, and then the anime series itself kind of kicked off around 2014, 2015, around that time. But the story is about young Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya, and he basically, he's got the Midoriya, yeah. That's how I said it. I said it in the Japanese. Huh?
All Might calls him Midoriya.
Yeah, see, I watched. Okay, so I guess we'll get this out of the way. So Tim and John watched the dub. I watched the sub version, and also
it literally doesn't matter.
It does not matter. Okay, we need to clear this up
because My Hero Academia is widely regarded as the best dubbed anime ever made.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And honestly, the only reason I watched the sub is because that's all I found. If I found the dubbed version, I would have watched it too. But I don't put down people who watch dubbed anime, because there's like this whole freaking misconception that if you watch like freaking dubbed anime, you're like fucking subhuman, which is absolute bullshit. And I just want to, just break that stereotype right now. If you watch subbed anime, you're great. That's great. If you watch dubbed anime, that is great. Your enjoyment of anime. You should not be forced to stop watching a certain medium of entertainment just because you decide to watch it either with subtitles or in the English version. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, 3 of us don't speak Japanese. So if we choose to watch the dubbed version, that's because we actually understand English. Thank you very much. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to do that because I've had so many people in the past tell me, it's like, oh, you watch the dub? Dude, watch the sub, man. It's so much better. And I'm just like, shut your mouth. Go jerk off to your subtitles somewhere else. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to do that. I apologize. But yeah, Midoriya, however you say it. He is, of course,
Deku, dog.
Yeah, I was about to get to that, but he's also affectionately or unaffectionately called Deku, and he lives in a world where everyone has something called a quirk, which is like a which is basically a superpower, but they can't use the term superpower because technically, fun fact, superpower, that term and superhero is trademarked by Marvel and DC. So just fun fact, throwing it out there. Anyway, but they have quirks, aka superpowers, and the thing is, unfortunately, Midoriya, aka Deku, is born quirkless, but he still wants to be a hero and he still wants to help out. one day he meets his idol All Might, who we learn quickly that his time as All Might is drawing closer and closer to the end, and he passes on his own superpower, which is called the All for One. The One for All. I apologize. The One for All to young Midoriya after he gets his body in shape and whatnot. And he kind of and season 1 is basically just him and his body adjusting to. Okay, you're distracting me. Anyway,
sorry.
It's okay. But season 1 is basically dedicated to Deku just trying to get adjusted to the One for All and him and his body. So yeah, that's kind of the big synopsis. So let's kind of just kick it off, a little quick discussion. By the way, spoilers for season 1 of My Hero Academia if you haven't watched it, in case you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, the spoiler warning should be obvious by now, but
right, yeah, but it's the internet, so you never know.
Zuko Midoriya is called Deku by his arch rival Bakugo, who he calls Tachan.
Yeah.
The reason All Might picks Zuko Midoriya is because he sees Midoriya throw everything down and try and save Bakugo from a sludge monster in an alleyway. And All Might's philosophy is, one of his philosophies is to always act first before thinking. And and he was super impressed, so that's why he moved it on to Deku.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. John, do you want to say something?
So season 1 begins with, it really gets going once Deku or Midoriya gets accepted to the UA Hero Academy, which is the high school of choice of many an aspiring hero. Katsuki Bakugo wants to go there as well, and Bakugo, when he learns that Midoriya wants to go to the same school, is infuriated, and he throws his notebook out the window. He actually tells him to jump off the building, which is insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
And
that's what you do.
So when Midoriya meets All Might, he is completely amazed. He actually ends up getting... So he gets saved by All Might at first because the sludge monster first attacks Midoriya. It is beaten by All Might, and when All Might tries to leave, Midoriya actually attaches himself to his leg. So they're flying through the air.
That's funny, yeah.
Basically, his whole thing with All Might is he wants to ask him if, even though he does not have a quirk, if he can be a hero. At first, All Might says no. But then when he sees Midoriya spring into action and attempt to save Bakugo, even though Bakugo is an irredeemable prick to him, he is inspired by this, and he actually passes on his power to him. And that is where Midoriya's training begins.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like the training montages from like the Rocky movies and stuff, which of course I'm not complaining about, which it was pretty cool. It's so cool to see Midoriya finally get he's 12 or 13 years old, and he already has a freaking six-pack. I'm like, dude, I mean, where the hell was All Might when I was a kid? I would have been super ripped by now. And only now am I at some semblance of muscular, of some sort of muscle is coming up in my body. But seriously, I mean, it was really cool to see. I also loved how he changes between his skinny form and his All Might form. Yeah. He keeps doing it very intermittently, and so that's just a lot of fun. And he's how when he's All Might, he's all the smiling hero, hello, I'm All Might, how are you? And then he becomes skinny as fuck, and then he's all like, and he just, yeah, basically, yeah. Again, yeah.
I think it's worth it to say that not everyone with a quirk makes it to be a hero.
Yeah.
All Might is the number one ranked hero. A lot of heroes work for hero corporations and have their own sidekicks and such.
Yeah.
What, John?
No, I said it's like the hero corporations are actually controlled by the government. So it's a very, even though it's like in this incredible world with superheroes and all that, it is handled in a very realistic way.
Yeah.
Also, some people who don't become heroes with quirks become villains. And we find out about the League of Villains in season 1, headed by Shigaraki, the man with a hand on his face.
Yeah.
He makes anything he touches decay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, with the whole, like, the government regulating superheroes, that reminds me a little bit of, like, the Civil War storyline from Marvel. And even what you said about, what did you just say? Fuck. Yeah, I can't believe it. But something else.
It's handled in a realistic way.
Yeah, and that also reminded me because, like, I would say a movie like Man of Steel, the Superman movie. I mean, I know it's a little controversial. Some people didn't like it, but I personally thought it was good. I would say that they handled the origin of Superman in a much more realistic way. Like, hey, I mean, if a dude comes in and he shows up and he's super powered, and All Might keeps wanting to show up, but that's cool. If someone was super powered, would they want to actually use their powers to, for the better of mankind, or would they use it to control mankind? So obviously sometimes so that's why they're putting some of these superheroes in check, so that they're only paid to go when the time is needed, then they go out to do their heroic deeds, which there's a whole, I don't want to get too much into it, but because I'm almost finished with season 2, like I said, they kind of expand a little bit more on season 2, which we'll talk about when we talk about season 2. But I just thought it was really cool. I like how a lot of these superhero, or any show where there's a human being with some sort of extraordinary ability is, taken with, like, hey, is this guy going to help us, or is he here to harm us?
Right.
And I think that's just a very interesting philosophical kind of question. If Superman, because tomorrow if Superman showed up in your backyard, I don't know if he's going to try to kill me or if he's trying to save me. So yeah, but I thought that was just really cool how they did that. I liked the animation in this. I didn't think I would, but I actually did like a lot of the animation. I think it looks very crisp and very clear. The action scenes are handled really well as well. Very, very engaging as far as like that is concerned. I just got, and I mean, do I have any sort of do you guys have any sort of flaws with the show at all?
No.
Really?
None that I can think of immediately.
Okay. I mean, like, do you think like
I'd have to really think about it?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure there's just like nitpicks here and there. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I just think it was really a very interesting way. I like the final, like, kind of the climactic battle at the USJ, where all the students.
Explain that?
Huh?
Like, I tried explaining the villains and everything. Shouldn't we, like, explain
what?
Like that?
I mean, yeah, you could. You could.
Go ahead, explain.
You're part of the show.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so the League of Villains is headed by Shigaraki, and he hates All Might with a passion. Yeah. He hates that he inspires hope and peacefulness, and he basically loves chaos, and
Much like
well,
the Joker.
John, why don't we talk about Class 1A?
Yeah, let's talk
and
about Class 1A.
Your favorite character.
My favorite character?
Yeah, Mr. Beanbag Man.
Mr. Beanbag Man. Oh, yes. Yes. My wiry-haired friend, Mr. Shota Aizawa. So, yeah, I guess we should really explain, like, the main characters here. So, the main characters of Class 1A are, first you've got Midoriya and Bakugo. They're like
The
really
same class.
the main characters.
Yeah.
Also in Class 1A, you have a girl named Uraraka who Midoriya is in love with, and who is
It's so
on,
funny. It's so funny.
Midoriya and Uraraka is crushing on Midoriya as well, but he's so oblivious that he can't see it.
She's the reason why he adopts the name Deku.
Yeah, she is. Because Deku, like we said, is an insult that is thrust upon Midoriya by Bakugo, and Deku literally means like a worthless loser. That's what the literal translation is.
Yeah.
So,
it also means
Class
something
1,
else, right?
I do not believe so. I think the literal definition is worthless loser.
Oh yeah, because he says I'm going to use Deku as meaning as like someone who is worth something. He uses Deku as like a more of an encouragement than as a
but that's a made up definition, not
right. No, I'm just saying. No. I didn't know if that was the real. If that was another definition. Okay, I was a little confused with that.
So,
sorry.
Looking through Class 1A here, you've got Class 1A consists of seat number 1, seats 1 through 20. There's 20 seats in the class.
Okay.
Seat 1, you've got Yuga Aoyama, whose power is that he can shoot a laser beam out of his belly button. You've got
he's awesome.
You've got Mina Ashido, who can shoot acid out of her hands. You've got Tsuyu Asui, who has all the powers of a frog. You've got Tenya Ida, who has jet turbines in his thighs. Or calves, not thighs. Ochiko Uraraka, who has the power to control gravity. Mashiro Ojiro, who has like a monkey tail. Denki Kaminari, who can shoot electricity, but if he uses too much, he turns stupid for a while.
Yeah.
Aijiro Kirishima, who is Tim's favorite character.
One of them.
Who can make his body hard like stone. So like Metapod, but as a human. You've got Koji Koda, who can talk to animals. Rikido Sato, who gets stronger if he eats sugar. Mezzo Soji, who has like tentacles that he can grow different body parts on, like hands, ears, a mouth. Kyoko Jiro, who has these headphone jacks that come out of her head that she can plug into walls.
She's one of my favorites.
She's really cool. She can plug into walls and hear what people are saying on the other side and stuff like that. Hanta Sero, who's one of my favorites, whose power is that he shoots tape out of his elbows.
That's pretty,
Fumikage Tokiyami, who should be everyone's favorite character.
It's one of mine, absolutely.
He's like this crow bird man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And his power is Dark Shadow, which is his like soul comes out and can attack people.
He's so awesome. Badass. He's so badass. I love him.
He's one of the ones who looks like he should be a villain, but he's not.
Yeah.
You've got Shoto Todoroki, who becomes one of the most important characters in season.
My favorite character so far.
Your favorite? Nice.
Yeah. My favorite.
Whose power is half hot, half cold. He is the son of the number 2 ranked hero, Endeavor.
Endeavor. That's how they say it in Japanese.
Nice.
It's
What's
pretty
half hot, half cold mean?
What's that?
hot and
What's half
cold.
hot, half cold mean?
It means he's half ice, half fire. It's half hot, half cold. Hot and cold.
Yeah,
They're opposites.
Hot and cold. His favorite song is "Hot and Cold" by Katy Perry. That's what it means.
What I'm
that's what it
saying is, people who listen to this may not have.
No,
I think they can figure out what cold and hot means.
Right. Okay. Fine. He can shoot fire out of one hand and ice out of the other hand. Happy?
Yeah,
There you
cold
go.
and hot.
Yeah. Mr. Hot and you're cold.
Okay, Sid, stop it. You're gonna get content on D because you sound too much like Katy Perry.
Oh, shut up.
You got
Yeah.
Toru Hagakure, who is invisible.
Oh yeah, her.
Katsuki
Yeah.
Bakugo. Bakugo's power is that he can manifest explosions in the palms of his hands.
And the more he
Sweat is
sweats,
nitroglycerin.
yeah.
And his sweat is nitroglycerin, which
So-
is awesome.
Yeah, and then so because of that, he actually fashions like these arm cannons, which allows his sweat to go in there and for much more stronger explosions.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool and very reminiscent to like his personality. So, yeah. You go ahead.
Are you okay?
I'm good. Fine.
You froze. I didn't hear what you just said.
Oh, I froze. Oh, yeah. You froze too a little bit, but no, I just said that it was very his power. Bakugo's power is very much like reminiscent of his personality.
Yeah.
Which is a very explosive personality.
Izuku
always wants to
Midoriya.
just-
Yeah.
He's supposed to
Izuku
kill everybody.
Midoriya. Yeah, his catchphrase is die.
Yeah, die or I'll kill
Which
you.
is amazing.
Baka! Anyway.
Izuku Midoriya, who we've explained, has the same power as All Might. And now we come to Minoru Mineta. Minoru Mineta is a completely worthless character who provides nothing to the
Bullshit.
show
Bullshit.
and should be eliminated from all forms of media.
Ouch, why?
Just,
John,
Why?
That's
What is-
bullshit.
what is he? What is his worth?
Every anime has a pervert.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He
Are
shoots
the other
sticky
perverts
balls.
at least interesting?
Oh, come on. No, I like him. He's cute, man. He's
Cute.
adorable.
He wears
Yeah.
a diaper.
Yes.
So do you.
Oh my! Yikes!
That's a lie.
Oh, whoa!
He's a liar.
No, I think he's interesting because
You should wear that diaper over your mouth because there's nothing but shit coming out of it.
Oh. Oh man! Hey, kids, do I have to separate you two? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
We're already separated. That's the way Tim likes it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because I
He
haven't
hates
been
me.
over your house for the past week.
Okay.
Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah, like but I do like that character. Unlike contrary to your opinion, I think he's funny, Mineta, because there is a pervert. Like if you watch Dragon Ball Z, Master Roshi's a pervert. In Pokemon, Brock is a pervert, but he still gets shit done.
Jiraiya and Naruto is
Brock is a lot more tame than other anime.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh man, we should do an episode of top 10 anime perverts. I totally want to do it.
We could do an episode on Pokemon. I'd be all for that.
Yeah, we'll do that one day. Anyway, but yeah,
The Minoru Mineta can rip balls off his head and throw them, and they're sticky. And he can also bounce off of them.
yeah,
They're not just sticky. He can they're like deflective too.
yeah. The thing is, if he throws it on you, it's gonna make you your mobility will be sacrificed.
Yeah,
So
he
it'll make it harder to
he
move.
slows down his opponents.
Yeah, so he's not
What's,
completely useless.
What's Shota Aizawa's?
Shota Aizawa he looks at you and he erases your power.
Oh, okay.
And then the final student of Class 1A is Momo Yaoyorozu, who can create any inanimate object.
Oh, she's another one of my favorites.
She's really cool.
Yeah.
So,
I also like Ida. So
I think her and Todoroki were the only ones that didn't have to apply or try to get in. They were accepted.
They got in on recommendation.
On merit, yeah.
Yeah,
and I think like it's kind of cool because like that they have to get admission into a high school. I think it's like a very much, I think in Japan for middle school students, I think they have to apply to a high school, much like like a university. When you apply for college or whatever. I think it's the same philosophy, and they're doing the same thing for UA, which is cool. I think that's an interesting a dynamic that they put in there, and they didn't just say, "Oh, okay, yeah, you have superpowers. Welcome aboard." It's like a very prestigious school, so that's pretty interesting. And the teacher in the thing. Yeah, we just talked about it.
So I talked about the students. Do one of you want to list off the teachers?
Well,
although I have the website up, do you want me to just do it?
Yeah, just do it. I mean, I can pull it up, but
All right. So the teachers of Class 1A, the homeroom teacher is Shota Aizawa, whose hero name is Eraserhead. His power is that if he looks at you, your power is completely erased and you can't use it, and that lasts until he blinks.
Right.
You've got Hazashi Yamada, whose hero name is Present Mike. He is probably my number one favorite character, other than Aizawa. His power is his quirk is called Voice, and it's basically just he can shout very like super loudly, like Sonic level loud.
Okay, like Black Canary.
Yeah, like Black Canary. And around his neck, he wears this like directional speaker. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Toshinori Yagi is the real name of All Might. All Might becomes the foundational hero studies teacher. So because he's losing his power, he decides to get into the education field to help mold the young minds of the heroes of tomorrow. You've got Ken Ishiyama, whose hero name is Cementos.
Yeah.
And he can control like concrete, and he can make these giant pillars just all over the place. So his power is very similar to earthbending in the Avatar series.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's got going on. Namuri Kiyama, hero name Midnight. Woohoo! She's actually known as the 18 plus hero.
She got them big old bitties. Big old bitties.
And she is the teacher of modern hero art history. And then there is Ectoplasm, real name unknown, which is interesting.
Ooh.
And he is the mathematics teacher.
Yeah. And the previous teacher, she dresses up like a dominatrix, in case you didn't know. The previous teacher that you mentioned. I forgot what Yes, she does. She got like the fishnets and
she literally has a whip.
Yeah, and a mask. Yeah. I mean,
she said that she picked her costume purposefully to be as thin as possible.
What about the guy with the guns?
Well, he actually does not show up until the USJ attack. He's actually not a teacher.
Oh.
He's just a pro hero.
Right.
Yeah, throughout the series, you meet a variety of pro heroes. In the first episode, you meet Mount Lady, who can grow to enormous size and just smash opponents.
She got that cake.
Yeah, and there's the wood guy. I can never remember what the wood guy's name is, but he's like I can't think of his name now. He's like Groot from Marvel. Like he's literally like a fucking tree guy.
Right.
I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, and Midoriya is not just obsessed with All Might, but all heroes.
Yeah.
And he keeps a notebook of
Several notebooks.
What they do, their powers, how they use them, fights that they've had. I mean, he's a total hero nerd.
Yeah. And one cool thing is that his fanboyness, his nerdiness actually comes in handy when he's doing all these different challenges, that they put him out there, because he compensates for not being able to use the One for All so much with his his intellect that he's gathered throughout the years. And by the way, in this season, he every time he uses the One for All, he'll break his limb, and he has to go to the nurse, which is my favorite character, by the way. Y'all didn't talk about the nurse.
She's your favorite?
Yeah, man, she's awesome.
Girl?
What? What's your problem, man? She's my favorite. I like her.
It's not a problem. It's just funny.
Yeah, I like her. She's cute, Like
she's like fucking 100 years old.
I know, but she's
you fucking sick prick.
No, I'm saying she's like a cute grandma. That's what I mean. Like the grandma that if you go to her house, she'll bake you some nice chocolate chip cookies and read you a bedtime story and shit like that.
She'll bake you some cookies and heal your broken limbs.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I meant, Tim. God, get your mind out of the gutter. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
I will say,
meet Jesus.
I had to keep it inside the whole time that I was watching this show. I had to not mention it because Tim would make fun of me. But Recovery Girl has Steven Universe's Kiss Heal power.
Yeah. Wait,
I'm
Steven
saying it here.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. But like, she's cool, and then like, Midoriya frequently visits her because he keeps breaking his limbs. But I like how he like kind of starts using transferring the One for All to like one part of his body, like his fingers and shit like that.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, he learns to channel the energy from his power into just one fingertip. So instead of breaking his entire arm, he breaks one finger. Yeah. So in season 1, he's already learning some amazing control.
Yeah, for sure. Like he comes a longer way than we all expect. And and that's the thing. I gotta say, like, they did a great job of like giving us like compelling characters throughout. Like, we just talked about several characters that we think are our favorite. And on the side note, I actually could cosplay as Ida if I wanted to. Honest to God, because I got the hair and I got the glasses for it.
You totally could.
Yeah, I could. I just have to shave and keep saying boy. Like, I have to keep doing this.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. John's getting a little tired over there, man. What's going on? All right.
So let's move along to the attack. What happens? Yeah. Why does it happen?
Yes, tell us, Tim. Or John, whoever. Or me.
So season 1 culminates in the I completely lost it. Oh no, I got it.
In the USJ.
Yeah, the USJ. So the USJ is the Unforeseen Simulation Joint. Yeah. So the Unforeseen Simulation Joint is a facility that is not connected, but is part of UA High School. It is a building where the students are trained in rescue skills rather than combat skills. Right. So it's a simulation dome that can simulate natural disasters, vehicle accidents, it can simulate terrorist attacks. It's a great facility for this school to have. During Class 1A's first trip to the USJ, the facility is actually attacked by the League of Villains, led by Shigaraki. The League of Villains consists of a myriad of baddies. So,
real quick, that's one thing I wanted to say is the League of Villains actually That's what I meant to say. It reminded me of in DC Comics with the whole the League of like the villain league, the Court of Owls, or even the Injustice League as it were, or even like I forgot what the main villain supergroup is called with Joker and Lex Luthor and all that. But that group too. I thought that was interesting. They call it the League of Villains.
So,
and he keeps scratching himself, the main villain, Shigaraki.
Yeah, so Shigaraki, whenever he gets like overwhelmed or angry, he scratches at his own neck, sometimes even drawing blood. So he has these like physical tics.
Made my neck hurt. Yeah.
So he has these like physical tics that lead you to believe that he is highly mentally unstable. It's actually not to be like not to be.
To be or not to be?
What am I thinking? What word am I thinking of? Help me. Not to be like a League of Villains sympathizer, but the Shigaraki thing is actually it's very sad. It really is.
Yeah. I know we will learn about his origins like in later seasons, but
yeah,
like
I'm looking at the League of Villains page and trying to pick out who actually attacked the USJ.
So it was Shigaraki. It was the
warp guy.
The warp guy.
The warp guy.
And Nomu.
Were those the only three?
Yeah, they were like the main ones. The rest were a bunch of nobodies that they hired.
A bunch of nobodies, yeah. Yeah, because Sid. Yes. The League of Villains will grow exponentially as you watch the show.
Okay.
There are some awesome villains coming up.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So the USJ attack. The USJ attack is fabricated by Shigaraki, and I'm trying to find his name. Kurogiri. That is the name of the warp villain. And they have with them this gigantic beast of a thing named Nomu. And Nomu's like gross looking. Like he's got an exposed brain. He's got these giant sharp teeth. He's got he was
genetically engineered.
Yeah, he's genetically engineered, and he's got like this like octopus beak mouth that has these teeth. And so their goal is actually to kill All Might.
Right.
That's what the USJ attack is for. When the villains show up, All Might is not there. So they decide that they're just going to attack the students. This is a big mistake because the students send Tenya Ida and I think a couple other people to go and get All Might, to go alert All Might of the attack. And when All Might shows up, this is the first time we really get a piece of how powerful All for One can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fight between... Go ahead,
Before you say that, Sid talked about Midoriya's intellect. And there's a point where Midoriya, Tsuyu, and Mineta are on a boat, and they're being entrapped by villains in the water. And Midoriya tells Mineta to throw the balls, and they get scared because they think it's bombs or whatever.
Yeah.
And Froppy's able to use her tongue to get out of the area. Todoroki really holds his own in the fight. Same with Bakugo. There's a good sequence with the earphone jack girl, Yayarosa, and the electric dude, too. That's where we find out he gets real stupid after using his voltage.
Yeah.
Because she can use her earphone jacks to, like, quake things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see just how good they are in the beginning.
Yeah.
For sure.
And throughout the series, all of my favorite moments are the scenes where you see Class 1A all come together and use their quirks in tandem with each other to win these fights that they basically have no right being able to even be contenders in. And it's amazing to see. It's like, and every one of those scenes makes me feel like the last big fight in Avengers Endgame. And all of the scenes where they work together feel like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that the whole thing with going on with All Might and him losing his powers. A lot of people, all the not the students, all the teachers and the dean and everybody knows that, but only Midoriya knows that One for All can be transferred. So that's one thing. Yeah, he gets it, by the way, by swallowing one of All Might's hair, which I'm sure tasted amazing. But yeah, that was that's how he got the power.
We've all eaten hair before.
Oh yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cats eat hair all the time, and they just cough them up into big, huge balls. So
that's true. Yeah.
But no, like as far as the fight scene, the final scene goes, that was very, very cool. I liked that. Like you said, how the whole area was just kind of broken up into different sections with all the heroes trying to doing their best to hold their own, which they do. And I would say that definitely, like any Marvel movie, like the big battles in the climactic battle in any Marvel film, for that matter, that kind of very much reminiscent of that. So, I mean, we can see a lot of the references that they took from Marvel and DC, and I mean, we're not complaining, but it was just really cool. I like how they kind of injected them in there ever so secretly, I would say, and subtly. Yes, thank you, Tim. But hey, I'm sorry, I didn't make an A in English, but that's. But yeah, I feel like this is where we also see the first instance of Shigaraki's power, which is obviously decaying someone. And he does that to, I forgot who he tries to do it to, but he does it to somebody, and it was kind of scary actually. But and then obviously that's also where we learned that All Might can't stay in the All Might form for more than like an hour.
Yeah.
That's and like his health, because I mean, I guess we should mention why he's like that. It's because he got like pretty much like his whole like left side, like the insides of that whole left side just all removed because they were so heavily damaged when he was fighting one of the villains.
Yeah, they were damaged in a fight, and when you see it, it looks like a bullet wound. That like that's what it looks like.
What a freaking crater, man!
Like he's all like he's got the hole, and it looks like it's just cracked all the way up his body. It's insane.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
You know what I think's hilarious about All Might?
What?
He's Japan's number 1 hero, but all of his moves are named after like U.S. cities.
Yeah,
like
they're all U.S.
Chicago.
Chicago Smash, Detroit Smash. There's a Smash coming up that Sid is gonna freak out for, but it is
Texas Smash.
Well, yeah, he has Texas Smash. You've seen Texas Smash, but no, there's later on, like way later.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
And like whenever he's monologuing, the background is the American flag, and it's like he's from Japan, but
That's
all
great.
his mannerisms are so like overtly like American, like and just the way he talks, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's like it's action packed, it's hilarious, it's sad at times. There's awesome music. There's awesome fight scenes.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack.
All of the
talk about
characters.
That for a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, we can talk about the soundtrack.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is actually when they fight in the USJ. That whole entire musical score, and even Shigaraki's theme, very haunting, but really badass at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'll give them that. And yeah, I mean, like the music is just really, really good in this. If you're looking for some good, I have to say this, like a lot. I know we didn't talk a little bit of. I know our last episode was about music, but we didn't talk about how the music, in a lot of anime and a lot of TV shows and video games and everything are actually really, really good. I think,
music is a very powerful storytelling tool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And when it's used correctly, it
Mm-hmm.
can make a good story great.
Did you know? I guess okay. You just reminded me of something, so I have to go off topic for just a sec. But I don't know if y'all seen the movie Jaws, right? The original Jaws.
Yeah.
So in midway of filming that movie, the shark that they used, it was a practical effect shark, obviously,
Right.
and it actually got ruined, and it was and they still had like a good portion of the movie to film still. So instead of the shark, they used the Jaws theme to instigate the fear in you and give you the feeling of the shark coming after you. So yeah, like you said, it's such a very powerful storytelling tool that you can use, and and My Hero Academia absolutely does it with with aplomb, if I can use that word. So absolutely. But as far as shit, I don't know what else to talk about, but like I just loved. I don't think there's a character that I inherently dislike in this whole show, which is kind of rare.
Say that.
Well, actually, I mean, a lot of the anime that I've watched, there's never been a character that I completely disliked, unless like they actually wanted me to dislike them. Like I remember in like older anime, in 90s anime, they used to make the villains like extremely insufferable. So you had no choice but to freaking hate the shit out of them. Like if you watch the original Alita Battle Angel, like they make the villains so fucking insufferable. You're just like, man, I just hope something horrible happens to them. But no, I don't feel that way at all about Shigaraki. Like I actually just want to learn more about him and why he became the way he is. I mean, I know you two know why. So, but I think it's just he's a very interesting character. Instead of just, oh man, I just hope that All Might just rips that guy's head off and puts it in a fucking shredder or whatever, right?
But there are villains like that you will meet. There are villains that you will want to see All Might just destroy, and eventually it becomes you want Midoriya to destroy them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's so easy to cheer on the good guy in this series. Mm-hmm. And cheering on the good guy feels great in this series because every fight scene is so well done.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's one of the big moments. Like a lot of the action scenes is just very well animated and very well done. Tim, do you want to say anything? Any more praise for this show? At least for season 1.
I did want to say that the relationship between Midoriya and Bakugo reminds me a lot of Goku and Vegeta, because Vegeta is the number one guy. Bakugo is the number one guy in his middle school class. He was gonna go, and Deku wasn't. Goku is just underling Saiyan. Bakugo's rage, obviously, and always wanting to get stronger, like Vegeta. I see a lot of similarities there. I love how layered the characters are. As the show goes on, you really become endeared to almost all of the characters, and like just the layers of the story development and the character development of this show overall is so fucking good. And season 1 is a good introductory period. It's good for season 1. And I can't wait to talk about the the other seasons.
Oh yeah, I mean, season one. I feel one cool thing that they do with a lot of these animes, like they usually make the first season like a lot shorter than the forthcoming seasons. It feels more and more like a litmus test as to will people actually like this, and by God, people do like it. And, I mean, you see people cosplaying it at Comic Con or cosplaying as All Might or or Deku or whoever at Comic Con. So I mean, yeah, absolutely, the cultural impact is unquestionable. And to your point of Vegeta, Tim, I would say that another person who Todoroki reminds me a lot of Vegeta because his father is King Vegeta and he's Prince Vegeta, and so he that whole dynamic between his father and him kind of has a little bit of a Vegeta aspect to it, and so I would say that. And another thing, All Might is voiced by Christopher Sabat, who also voiced, you guessed it, Vegeta and Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. So that was really cool. I thought that was awesome. By the way, guess what? Funimation is right here in Texas. So there's that.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're over here. I think in Flower Mound, I believe, which is not too far away from where I live. So that's
if you want to see something funny, if you want to see something funny, Google Tenya Ida's voice actor. His Japanese voice actor looks exactly like him.
Oh wow!
And
oh my God!
And his American voice actor looks like White Ida.
Oh Jesus!
Like they both look like him.
John, what about that? What about that video you sent me the other day?
The video that I made?
No, the video, the parody thing. It was
the
all
parody.
of episode 1.
Yeah. What's it called? There's. I think it's called My Dumb Academia.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
I'll have to see that.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
Academia.
It's one of those. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a parody of the dub, but it's also just like the entire story of season 1 in like 15
in a nutshell.
Yeah, but it just there's a whole series of those videos.
There's something similar for Dragon Ball Z. It's called Dragon Ball's P, and it's literally just a bunch of pee and poo jokes, which is awesome.
I think there's another one for Dragon Ball Z too.
Abridged.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Unfortunately they stopped that series, which kind of sucks. They left it at like the Perfect Cell saga, which kind of sucks. Now, of course, John, you have to watch. You should totally watch Dragon Ball Z at some point, which is okay. I'm not gonna lie. Dragon Ball Z is a bit of an undertaking, so pace yourself if you choose to do that.
Well, not if you watch it, Kai. A lot of the fillers take it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, is Garlic Jr. saga out of Kai?
I don't know.
Okay, I hope it is, because dude, that shit was terrible. I hated that show. That saga. I didn't like the Garlic Jr. saga. I was stupid. I didn't like that.
You know what I did just watch today?
Yes.
You know what I did watch today? I watched My Neighbor Totoro today.
Oh, nice.
So
I need to go back and watch those.
I am continuing my Studio Ghibli adventure. So the Studio Ghibli review and ranking will come eventually.
Yeah, I need to get on that. Oh my god, I haven't been watching those. I need to. It's been forever since I've seen a Studio Ghibli movie, so like I kind of totally forgot what happens in any of them. Like Spirited Away.
So far I've watched Spirited Away. House.
You know what?
What's that?
Light Yagami.
Who is that?
Light from Death Note.
From what? What? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so far, Studio Ghibli, I've watched Spirited Away, House Moving Castle, and then today I watched My Neighbor Totoro.
Nice. Yeah, I think I saw one of them was like the Witch's Flower. That was actually it's not Studio Ghibli. It's by Studio Pinocchio or whatever you say. They actually, some guys left Studio Ghibli to create their own studio and make that movie. That's something you can watch some other time. But yeah, Studio Ghibli has some cool shit, man. I loved it. And
every one of those movies, excuse my yawn. Every one of those movies is a goddamn acid trip. In the disagree. Best way.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I need to go back and watch Spirited Away because that shit looks trippy as fuck, and I need to definitely watch.
Spirited Away is really good.
I heard, yeah. I need to go back and watch
Nausicaa and the Valley of Wind and Princess Mononoke are really good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to watch that. I've been wanting to watch something called Jinro, which is actually based on true events that happened in Japan. It's not Studio Ghibli, but it's older. It's one of the older anime. So it's like in my journey to watch, just like you're in a journey to watch all the Studio Ghibli movies, John. I'm trying to watch all these older anime, these retro anime, to see like where everything came from, and it's just been interesting. Anyway, so final thoughts on My Hero Academia, guys.
One of, if not the best shonen anime of all time.
Okay. For all the reasons we mentioned, yes.
Yeah, it is absolutely perfect in every way.
Yeah, as someone who has never watched anime before, like, how did you feel about it? That's one thing I have to ask.
I wound up. I was just into the story. I was just into the show.
Okay.
Like the fact that it was an anime did not even apply to me enjoying it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so as you can see, all three of us are very much high praise for My Hero Academia. I will not lie. In the beginning, I was a little bit dubious about My Hero Academia. I was just like, because it's like, it's just something that all these kids are watching. Who gives a shit? They don't know what real anime is all about. Back then, we had people tearing the limbs off of everybody else. That's the shit you need to watch. But no,
you see some brutal shit in My Hero Academia, dude.
You do, and that's the thing. When I was just assuming that you wouldn't see shit like that. I thought it was just going to be another like, it's one of those childish animes. It's like today's Pokemon. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But no, it's actually a very compelling anime, and I would say you should watch it. And this is something that kids can watch.
I saw a kid come into the store the other day with a Deku shirt on. So
it depends on how old the kid is. Like in the later the seasons get, the less okay with a little kid watching it I would be.
Yeah. So I guess starting when he was like, when he's like 12, he can watch it, and then as he grows older. But the seasons every year, one season of My Hero Academia.
But All Might's fist definitely goes like through the chest of that monster guy.
It did.
It's nuts.
I'm pretty sure that kids have seen worse. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, man, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't watched My Hero Academia, please, highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. We did say that there were spoilers, so we're expecting that you all have. But if you haven't for some reason, you go watch it. Just go watch it. That's all we got to say. But with that, John's dabbing. With that being said, that pretty much concludes our this episode of Armbar Nerds. We'll be back very shortly in about 2 weeks for our next episode. I don't know what we're going to do there. If we're going to talk about season 2, we're going to talk about something else. Find out on the next exciting episode of Armbar Nerds, I guess. But with that, all right. Damn you, Kakarot. Anyway, all right. And on that note, thank you for listening, and you guys have a great day. Stay safe and stay nerdy.